Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Welcome learners, my name is Stephen Kariungi, and today we continue with our topic of discussion, and the topic is acids, bases, and indicators, a topic in Form 1 chemistry. So during the previous lesson, we introduced the topic. We also discussed the objectives of the topic, and we basically introduced what are acids, what are bases, and what are indicators. So today, we're going to look at simple acid-base indicators. And these are some of the indicators that we can make ourselves. So simple acid-base indicators. Like we said earlier, there are some indicators that are commercially available. They are bought from the chemistry shops and so on and so forth. But there are also some that we can prepare ourselves. And these ones are prepared from plant extracts, from leaves, from flowers, and so on and so forth. So we'll have an experiment. We'll have an experiment, and this is to extract an indicator from flowers. From flowers. E.g., we can use hibiscus. E.g., hibiscus flower. So the procedure, the first step is to obtain the flower petals from a hibiscus plant. So obtain flower petals from a hibiscus flower. It's a plant that has some pink flowers. Then step number 2, we put the petals in a mortar and crush using a pestle. So we get the flower petals, put them in a mortar, and then using a pestle, we crush them. And then the next step, add a suitable solvent. Add a suitable solvent, e.g. ethanol or propanol. Ethanol and propanol, they are good solvents because they can dissolve the color. They can be used to extract the color from those flowers. So once you crush, as you crush, you add a solvent as you continue crushing. Then after that, decant the extract. Decant the extract obtained and use it to test different solutions. Use it to test different solutions. So the extract that we'll use it to test different solutions as follows. A, You put about 2 cubic centimeters of the solution being tested. So 2 cubic centimeters of the solution that we want to test, whether it's an acid or a base. We measure that in a boiling tube. And then step B, we add 2 or 3 drops of the flower extract. And observe. So after we have obtained our extract from the flower, of course, following the steps, we obtain the flower petals, e.g. hibiscus. We can use any petals. We can still use even some leaves of something like red cabbage. We can even use beetroot. Those are some of other examples that can be used. We crush in a mortar using a pestle, add a suitable solvent as we continue crushing, and then we obtain the extract by decantation, and then we test that extract on different solutions by putting about 2 cubic centimeters of the solution that we are testing in a boiling tube, and then adding 2 or 3 drops of the flower extract, and then we observe. So basically, what we are interested in, we want to see what color will it give us. For example, if the solution is an acid, what color will it give us if, for example, the solution is a base? So for example, if we test on solutions that are acidic, they will give the same color with this particular extract. If we test with solutions that are basic, all of them will give the same color with this particular extract that is different from acids. So we can have an explanation of that. And you can explain that lemon juice can have orange juice. We can have all these examples: hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. all give a particular color. They all give a particular color when tested using the hibiscus extract. So all of them will give a specific color. Let's say, for example, color red. So when they give all the same color, then it means that all of them have the same properties. So all of them are acidic in this case. We can say that, on the other hand, we can have soap solution, wood ash solution. You can have caustic soda solution. All give another color. These ones give another color when tested with the flower extract. So that is an indication that they have the same properties. That means they are bases, for instance. We also have other substances that have no effect on the flower extract. They don't change their color. So you're saying that, first of all, the lemon juice, all the first ones, we can say that they are acidic All those are acidic. The ones that are giving another color, these ones, they are basic, or they are bases. And then we have other examples such as common salt and distilled water. And distilled water do not affect the color. They do not affect the color of the flower extract. They do not affect the color of the flower extract, and we basically say that they are neutral. They have no effect on the color of the extract. So the ones that are acidic, they were giving us a certain color. The ones that are basic are giving us a different color. But there are two solutions: common salt solution and distilled water do not affect the color of the flower extract, and we are saying that they are neutral. Neutral means that they are neither acidic nor basic. So common salt solution and distilled water, they are neither acidic nor basic. Now, the question comes in then, why is it that we don't use the indicators obtained from flower extracts in our day-to-day life? Now, number one is that these indicators that are made from flowers, leaves, and so on and so forth, they do not give consistent results. They do not give consistent results, and that is why they must be used only when they are fresh, when they are freshly prepared. You cannot store them for future use, right? And that is why there is need for other indicators that are more consistent in terms of the results. And also they can be used in future, or they can be kept for future use. So we can say that indicators obtained from plant extracts do not give consistent results. They do not give consistent results and should be used, should be freshly prepared. Should be freshly prepared before use. We should prepare them and then we use them right there and then. So we are saying that they cannot be stored. They cannot be stored for future use. So that is the disadvantage. In as much as they are very easy to make, as per what we have seen in the procedure, they do not give very consistent results. If, for example, they have overstayed for a long time. So they do not give consistent results, and therefore we cannot store them for future use. And that is why there is need for now what we call the commercial indicators. And that's what we shall discuss in our next lesson.
Welcome to Manifested Publishers.